We need the opinion of others. We need external eyes. We need to know the best practices in the world. That's why it's really important to participate in such an event.
I think it's really important to let LIBER and the LIBER member libraries know that in this region and in Hungary, we have really great libraries, and we work a lot not just for open science and for our users and researchers, but for the librarian community as well.
We meet in a European capital for 2.5 days and spend a lot of time together. So we have a lot of time for discussions, for high quality input, for dialogues. For us important to invite eminent speakers from all over the world, from different regions, representing different disciplines. And so they represent different points of views. For these journées, we have, of course, library directors as speakers, and we have representatives from universities, like vice presidents for infrastructure, for digitization, vice presidents for research. We have a professor for library and information studies. We have scientists. We have scholars from the humanities, so it's quite diverse. And the program itself, there is one main idea, one main topic, which is a sustainable and fundamental challenge for the libraries and for their leaders. And for Budapest, we choose the topic leading libraries in the world of openness. And as you see, leading means this is a strategic approach just for the library directors, and openness will be one of our main tasks for, I'm convinced, for the next years. So, and the participants came from all over the world. They are library directors, only library directors, and I think this is the specific quality of the Journée, the setting, the content, the speakers and the participants.
I was a participant in 2015 when I wasn't a library director for that long. So when I met all the other library directors out there, it was really a world that opened to me and that was broadening my horizon very, very much. I also really appreciate the fact that the speakers came from outside the library world, even from outside an academic world, because it gave input into how to think about strategic aspects for the future and how to look differently at some of the aspects, whereas you only look from a library aspect, it's a bit narrow, so you could broaden your horizon really, really very much by coming to the LIBER Journées. Why do we want it to be a live event? Because being in a very nice city somewhere in Europe also helps to socialize, to create a network with the other participants. And that's why we really wanted to be a live event. We also noticed, and I think we all did during Corona, that people attending online events also tend to check their emails, tend to do other things, get problems in their libraries. If you're really out of your current or actual working situation, then it gives you a little bit of oxygen to talk to other people and to mingle with them.
So LIBER was founded more than 50 years ago by a bunch of library directors. There were not that many, but they thought it was important and it was beneficial to have an association of research libraries in Europe. And so LIBER was founded by a group of directors. Yeah, so LIBER organizes, I think, 3 main activities, training activities. One is dedicated to library directors, the LIBER Journées. We have another one, the Emerging Leaders program, that is dedicated to senior library staff. And the idea is in that program to train the future library directors. And we are at the moment setting up a new training program for middle management. So in this way we have a complete training program that covers all layers in the libraries. So not only directors and senior librarians, but also middle management and the specialists.
More and more journals are going open access full time. The question is, what are the services that these libraries can provide for the researchers, whether it's financial, whether it's data searching, data archiving. We at the University of Illinois, for example, have our own data archiving services, so we don't have to use publicly available and perhaps not so permanent resources. And I think the library is changing in its role for the scientists that I represent here, and I'm really looking forward to finding out what some of the other participants are also thinking about these issues.
I always consider open science, open access, and opening up knowledge to the world, because that is the mission of open science, as a disruptive change for libraries, certainly research libraries. I'm not sure, of course, when that will happen, how fast this development will go. If it's a revolution, it doesn't hold well with libraries, because libraries are about evolution and not revolution. But certainly this is a very, very big change that I think is on everybody's agenda. And it may be more urgent or less urgent compared to other questions that libraries have, maybe around funding or organizational issues in universities where libraries might be merged with other services and stuff like that. So it might be different for every library, but I think open science, the broader development, is really a very important topic. Alongside maybe number two, the independence of libraries in many ways. In some organizations, libraries are merged with other services. We collaborate a lot, so maybe we're also advancing that. But library values and the library mission is quite unique. So there's this question, how far you go in collaborating, and how far do you need to defend the values and also the independence of the library and its services, and also organization.